Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Faith without works is dead. I don't wanna die so soon. I got moves to make instead. I ain't scared, I'm prepared. Big ideas inside my head. I'm gonna make them manifest. And I'm dressed for success. I left, right, order my steps. Network, I ain't gotta do it by myself. Who you know, show me who you know. Better let them know we bout to blow. It's time to go, go, go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Go to work, go to work, go to work, get to work, yeah. Go to work, yeah. Go to work, go to work, go to work, get to work, yeah. Go to work, yeah, 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 yeah. I ain't tryna trade my time, yeah. Simply wanna show you what I'm worth, yeah. Daily I'ma stay on my grind. Have a little faith and go to work. Yeah, 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 yeah. Go to work. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm on grind like every day, 'cause I want everything. I can do anything. Check my resume. It's people against you. They see what you've been through. But look in the mirror, tap into your spirit. There's power within you. Like LinkedIn, I'm locked in, get the job done when I clock in. I weighed out my options, put the work in, that's action, no lacking, just stacking. Big dreams I'm attracting, no accidents, that's fate. Just go in and have a little faith. Faith without works is dead. I don't wanna die so soon. I got moves to make instead, I ain't scared, I'm prepared. Big ideas inside my head, I'm gonna make them manifest. And I'm dressed for success. I left, right, order my steps. Network, I ain't gotta do it by myself. Who you know, show me who you know. Better let them know we bout to blow. It's time to go, go, go. Go to work, get to work, yeah. Go to work, yeah. Go to work, go to work, get to work, yeah. Go to work, yeah, 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 yeah. I ain't tryna trade my time, yeah. Simply wanna show you what I'm worth, yeah. Daily I'ma stay on my grind, yeah. Have a little faith and go to work. Yeah, 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 yeah. Go to work. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, now go nuts, go nuts, go nuts, go nuts, go nuts, donuts, 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 donuts.
Hey there, I'm Trevor Houston, the creator of the Who You Know Summit, and I'd like to welcome you to the Who You Know Job Networking Show.
On our program, we'd like to show you a job search like you've never seen.
Everything from getting noticed by employers, how to properly format your resume, and how to network effectively using LinkedIn to drive recruiters to your profile.
We even take suggestions from our amazing community.
So if you want to learn all things job search, go ahead and subscribe now.
Focus! It's all about the job search. So if you want to learn how to land that next success, you heard them. All you got to do is subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss out on a thing.
It's Who You Know Wednesday. Guys, look, we got a new look today. Only today. If you buy it today, I'm kidding. So welcome to the Who You Know Job Networking Show, because it's not about what you know, but
who you know.
Who you know. Do you guys know this lady right here?
Hi.
Everybody loves Fanny Believe it. Halfway through the show, you'll understand why everybody loves Fanny.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
absolutely
you.
true. So let's see who we've got with us today. I see Ann Small. Hey, Ann.
And small
And
G
Hope.
hand, G.
Oh, yeah. G's with a G's. Yeah. Hey, G.
Hope's in Hawaii. Trevor's in
Trevor's
Mexico.
in Mexico.
I don't
We
know where
got
Mark
people
is.
everywhere.
Where's Mark?
Mark. Trevor, do you know where Mark is? Put it in the chat.
So Mark and Trevor are on vacation.
Yeah, they're on vacation.
So I am so excited to be co-hosting with Trevor today. My name is Fanny Dunagan.
She is co-host anyway. It's 4 of us guys, but Fanny is co-host. You guys remember when we begged and pleaded with Fanny to be part of this show.
I am so excited to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor, Mark, enjoy your pina coladas wherever you
Oh,
are,
yeah.
and Hope in Hawaii. I hope you have your sunglasses on and laying by the beach. But we're here manning
here.
the fort.
We're manning the fort. Tomorrow, I'm driving to Phoenix, Arizona, so you guys call me and keep me awake in the car.
There you go.
I like to rent a car and get away. Okay.
Let
so,
us know where you're tuning in from,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We got people from all over the place, and we want to know where you live. So Fanny and I can come and eat barbecue at the best barbecue places you got up there.
You
or
and your
over
love
there. I
of
know.
barbecue, Foster. And we're in Texas. It's
And
home
this
of barbecue.
is really what it's about. We want you guys, you job seekers, it's all about donuts. Why? Because when you land a job, we celebrate with donuts. Now, while we are virtual, it's virtual donuts because there's no calories, but we are transitioning. A lot of groups across the United States, guys, are transitioning back to a kind of a blend, you know?
Yes, hybrid.
Hybrid, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Fanny's real good with words. And we're going to get back to the donuts. We're going to have our real donuts, guys. South Lake Focus Group, tomorrow will be in person and on Zoom. So if you can come out to South Lake, we're back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Come back.
And we have tons of job seekers in the audience. So please feel free to let everyone know what kind of jobs you're looking for, because we also have tons of recruiters and hiring managers, right?
Yeah. Guys, there's so many. There's hiring managers and recruiters looking at the show all week long, even after we get through here. So hashtag what you do.
Yes.
If you're a project manager, put hashtag project manager. You're a recruiter, that's thumbs up for recruiters.
Yeah.
Push hashtag recruiter. And
Hashtag marketing.
hashtag marketing.
Hashtag project management. Technology, human resources.
All of that
whatever
stuff.
your specialty is.
Yeah. What Fanny said. She's the expert.
And let us know how excited you are to be here on a scale of 1 to 10. What is your excitement level? Because mine's right at a 10.
Yeah, how y'all feeling
This is
today?
me at 10.
Yeah, it's 10. It's 10 for us in here. We're having fun. We have been having fun, guys. So here's what we do. Each show, we start off with a prayer. I'd like to bring a prayer, guys, and we go from a prayer and we go from there. How about that? I'm a poet. Didn't know it. Fanny told me. Okay. Y'all bow with me. Father, we thank you for another day. And it's another day in which we are looking for a job, and you right now know where we're going and what we're going to do, but we are learning to listen to you. We're supposed to be learning to listen to you as we go on our journey. Help us do that in the name of Jesus. We thank you for everything. Amen.
Amen.
All right. So you got a job seeker tip for the day?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. So I don't know if many of you know, but I also wear another hat, and the other hat that I have
500
is,
other hats.
in addition to doing video content strategies, I'm also the SAP talent acquisition lead at Delaware Consulting. And so probably 20 to 30 hours of my week is spent looking for SAP consultants. So anyone out there that are SAP related or SAP consultants, please reach out to me. We are always hiring. So one of the things that I've really respect about job seekers when they're engaging with us, and it's a reminder to all of you out there, every time after you go through an interview, please do a thank you note. Thank you notes make such a big difference. And there's been several times where I've put candidates through the process and they sent thank you notes not only to myself, but also to the hiring managers during the technical interviews, the functional interviews. And it just, to me, it shows a lot of class. It shows great manners. It shows great professionalism. And in your thank you email, let people know like what you enjoyed about that company, what what spoke to you, which part of the culture, what values, what part of the job you resonated with. And all those things show that you were paying attention during the interview. And it tells us, what you gravitate to this job. And then also follow up. So a lot of times, and I'm the first to admit that we have like 10, 15 job openings sometimes, and it's hard to kind of like get through all the candidates.
Oh, God,
so if you submitted something, not only should you be thanking the recruiter or the interviewer, but follow up. Every 3 days, do a follow up so that you get an answer. For me, 3 days is a nice follow-up time.
It helps us sometimes.
Yes. And that way, like in the midst of our hectic days, it's always great. Like I think it's great when job seekers follow up. And I actually respect that because it shows their enthusiasm and interest. So thank you emails and follow up every 3 days until you get the answer. That's
now,
my
Fanny
tip of the
might
week.
smile when I say this. Guys, Trevor talks to us all the time about videos. So Fanny is a content creator. So you might want to contact Fanny before you send that thank you thing, video. You might want to put it in form of a video. And you might want to consult with Fanny. Everybody loves Fanny, right? To figure out what would be best to make a video of to send it to those people. Just a thought, y'all.
Yeah, videos matter.
Yep. Absolutely.
Awesome. That's my content tip of the week.
Oh, that's a good one. Now we got a load of, let's see, James Wolf. Hey, James and Jeff Vance. Good to see you, Jeff Vance.
Yes.
We like to look down and see who's
Daniel,
with us whenever we can.
Scott, Vicky, Tom. Welcome, everyone.
Yeah, y'all. Hang out with us for a while.
Love
we want to talk about some landings, right?
Yes.
I think Fanny will agree with me. She's a recruiter now. So lately, companies have been springing back from the slowdown that we had with COVID. So there's a lot of reasons. I won't get into it. There's a lot of openings normally, and then there's some extra openings that are going on because of various things that are going on in the market. So we have a load of landings. Probably the last 2 months we've had, oh my God, loads, 20 landings, we even had 27 one time.
So exciting. That's amazing.
It is.
I love that.
It is. That's what's going on. And it's not just here in Dallas-Fort Worth, guys. Our network is all around the globe. Last week we had 2 landings in the Soviet Union.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So, Peter, I didn't forget, P-E-T-R, Peter. Okay. So let's talk about, guys, some of these landings. Let's see. Michael Nesty, congratulations. You're an HR director at Cardinal Strategies.
All right, Michael.
And Matt Buckner he's an athletic coordinator at Crum ISD. And my best friend, Jeff Little, lives in Crum. So we're already thinking of some people to connect you with, because there's some people in the network that probably need to connect with you, Matt.
Pay it forward.
Pay it forward. Absolutely. So in New York City, we've got Abhay. It's A-B-H-A-Y. Abby Kumoff is now a tax associate at Berkowitz, LLC. Michelle Hardy, yay. She's at Cisco, guys. She is, she's a contract customer journey development associate. So basically, user experience. Y'all get it?
Wow.
Okay. Vince Montenegro, you've been in the network a long time, brother. He is a principal now at Maverick Financial over in Fort Worth.
Nice.
All right, I'm changing we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Tony Pottle has been a recruiter in the network for a long time. He is now director of recruiting at Ateroz, A-T-E-R-O-Z. Tom Dowd, our wonderful, wonderful friend Tom Dowd, that has helped us in, You know, Tom has helped us move from one place to another. Tom's awesome. And Tom now is the Operations and Business Development Manager over at DHC Real Estate Services.
Congrats, Tom.
Congrats, Tom Dowd. DOWD, you guys link with it. Tim Foster's running his big mouth on the show. Okay, 𝐤𝐡𝐨𝐻𝐿, you're a recruiter now. You were wondering what you were going to do. You've been in the market a long time. I know your wife. She probably put a lot of pressure on you to get a job, didn't she? You ended up being a recruiter. So cool. Hey, Jesse, call me and Fanny if you need any tips.
And
or
come
anything.
back and hire the folks in this feed.
Yes. Now a couple of special ones, guys. Thomas Kohler, when we had our, I think it was probably our 4th or 5th show, Thomas was a guest on the show, and a hiring manager at a company saw the show and hired Tom right from the show, called him while he was still in the studio.
Wow.
And guys, that's what
impressive.
happens. And on the Job Father, Job Networking Radio, we have a job seeker spotlight every week because of that. And it keeps happening. It's so cool. So Tom now is with 𝐤𝐿verse. So Tom, I'm happy to say I had a little bit to do with this one.
You do.
Yeah. So
Your
Tom,
reach is
so
everywhere.
Renee was out. My biggest story. Renee was out of work for 12 years, and she's like, Foster, I'm old and I'm not gonna get a job because I've been out too long. And guess what? She got a job, but she got a job as a director, and she's making more money than she ever made in her career. So guys, keep the prayers going. God knows what He's doing. We don't. We don't know what we're doing. We think we do, but we keep moving forward. Keep praying and keep moving. Okay, so Tom's at 𝐤𝐿verse. He's a project manager at 𝐤𝐿verse. Now, we've got a CEO landing, guys.
Woohoo!
David Robinson is at Design One Bio LLC right here in Dallas. He is a CEO. So congratulations, David. All right. Those are our landings.
And I have one more to add.
Go, add to it.
I want to do a shout out to Joe Kovar. He actually
yeah.
reached out to me because he saw me on the Who You Know Job
You Know.
Networking show. And then I saw that he was an engineer, and we love engineers when it comes to SAP consulting. So I reached out to him, and now he has joined our analyst program, and he started 2 weeks ago at Delaware, North America, doing SAP. So
Oh, yeah.
thanks to you guys at the Who
Hey.
You Know Job Networking show.
And Joe introduced me to OJT, which is a group in Tulsa, Oklahoma, guys. Overcoming Job Transition. I would suggest that if you're in job search, check out Overcoming Job Transition and join the group. They meet every Thursday at 11:30 for an hour. It's a wonderful group. They have speakers that come in from all over the United States. And if you guys are in Tulsa, and I know we've probably got 3 or 4 people that are listening to us right now that are in Tulsa, if you're not part of OJT, you know, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea. But you don't just have to be in Tulsa. You can gather, you know, a lot
Well,
of
we
value.
live in a virtual world now.
We live in a virtual world.
Everything Zoom and Frisco Connect, South Lake Focus Group, Fort Worth,
Yes.
Search, Career Search Network. They're all virtual, right?
Everything's virtual.
Yeah. So
Now-
accessible, guys. There's no excuse for not joining
Yeah.
a networking group.
We guys were in Texas and other states. We're moving back to normal. We don't have to wear masks everywhere. I still suggest that if they require that you wear a mask, wear your mask. It's
Yes.
okay. But you know what, guys, we're kind of getting back to normal, and so are the companies. So we have every week we have loads and loads of landings. So I'm glad that we got.
In fact,
Fanny
I
with
was
us.
networking. I was at the Association of Business Technology Professionals event last night, and there were several IT recruiters there, and they said they've seen like double the amount of job openings out there. So for those of you out in technology, definitely start looking. Those jobs are coming, and they're out there. For sure.
COVID slowed us down, guys, and companies are rebounding from COVID. But there's some other dynamics that are happening that I won't get into right now. I'm a recruiter I'm going to tell you how long I've been recruiting. There are other dynamics that are even opening more jobs in the same companies that are already got a lot of jobs they need to fill anyway. And, today we got Kyle Elliott with us today. He's going to be our speaker. And we're going to be he's a coach, and we're going to be talking about executive coaching, what it looks like all around the United States. Not just Kyle is in Silicon Valley, so he's sharp.
Yeah.
You know that. So we're going to be We're going to be hearing from Kyle in a little bit. And so what else can we share while we got a couple of minutes?
Yeah, I mean, like, I really think a lot of things are opening up, especially for those of you in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And in a way, like, I think nothing still beats in person. So if you do have a chance, and if you're okay, you're vaccinated, all those things, if you feel safe enough to, obviously it's still a choice.
Right.
But if you are, then I would start venturing out to start meeting people again.
Right.
There really is nothing quite like the energy of someone. Like
I
I was
know.
just, you and I were talking about how we haven't
How
seen
we
each
met.
other in like forever.
I know.
But
Oh,
there's
it's been a
something
long
about the
time.
energy in a room, and I miss it, and I'm so glad
Guys, if
that
you get
it's
out,
possible.
you can hear people sharing things, ideas, and just talking, and you can gather some nuggets that might be helpful for you in your job search. I think we're going to hear Kyle talking a little bit about that today, too.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I agree with Fanny. If you get out, we can still have barbecue, pause for effect, and then we can shake hands and get to know each other a little bit better than just, I've got nothing. I love Zoom. I do not have Zoom fatigue. I love Zoom. I do. But there's another step. You meet somebody on Zoom, have coffee with them. Get together, get to know
Absolutely.
them a little bit better. You don't have to worry about COVID or any, Corona cells are down, so you can have a Corona if you want.
And I'd love to hear from you guys in the audience. Have you starting to kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
venture out and do networking events and attend those kind of things? Or are you still doing hybrid or online? Let us know in the comments. Are you team hybrid, team Zoom, or
Oh, yeah, that's a good question.
team in person?
Mm-hmm.
So let us know, and we'll see you. Definitely go out if you can and reach out to people. Even just kind of like virtual coffees, or I think those are starting to get back into play, right?
Yeah, we have a virtual happy hour. Andy Cook, who is a very well-known coach.
Andy, shout out to Andy Cook.
Shout out to Andy Cook. Andy's been on this show 4 times, y'all.
Well, she's
good.
amazing.
She's
She has so
amazing.
many tips.
Yeah. So we have a virtual happy hour every Friday. You guys, if you want to email me or Andy and learn more about it, hey, we just meet. We don't talk a lot about job search on that. We just get to know each other, and then we worry about job search. It just kind of takes it takes its place as we go.
Awesome.
It's pretty fun. Yeah. So what do you guys think? What are you doing? Are you guys getting back out? I see Robin Triggs
Yeah.
is with us.
Jeff had his first in-person interview with the
Oh.
president owner. Oh, hope that went
Did it go
well,
good,
Jeff? Jeff Vance. All of the above for Heidi.
Jason Hopper, I see you, Bubba.
Oh, by the way, shout out to Heidi Torres.
Oh, God,
She
yes.
is about to launch her book, The CEOs of Networking. So it's everything to do with networking tips, her research on the history of networking, how men and women network differently. So definitely check out and connect with Heidi Torres. I see her
Heidi
in the
is a
comments.
tremendous networker, you guys.
Yes.
She knows a lot of stuff. Connect with Heidi. Heidi Torres, Torres is Z. Is it Z? No, it's S, isn't it? It's S. Torres.
Jim Ballard says, team, all of the above. Meg Rose.
Hey,
There
Meg
she
Rose, I don't
is.
have a dad joke. That's Mark's. I'm not going to even touch it.
I don't even have a mom joke.
You don't have a mom joke?
I don't.
And you're a mom. Oh, my God.
I'm just
I'm a dad.
the shuttle bus driver. I've been driving our kids to and from all these different summer camps. So that's what I have to deal with
That's
during the
already
summer.
started, isn't it?
Yes.
Vacation Bible school is going around at the churches and summer camps and all that stuff. I'm a Boy Scout, so normally when I was about 50 years ago, I was busy doing stuff too.
Awesome.
Not that I'm not busy doing stuff now. Guys, here's the thing. Networking is key.
It is.
This network has become actually the biggest one that we know anything of, and it's everything in this network. So, guys, I want to remind you guys to utilize careerdfw.org.
Yeah.
Jeff Morris is the founder of careerdfw.org, and you should link in with him. But go to that website. That website is designed to let you know where everything is going on everywhere. And guess what? There's a careerusa.org as well, because our network is all over the nation now.
And international.
And international, yes.
Hearing that Russian landing.
So, yeah, do we have anybody from Canada? Do we have anybody
Let us
from Russia?
know.
You guys show up. Let us know that
Jeff
you're
Morris
there.
is the guru. Yes.
Yeah, Jeff Vance said Jeff Morris. Is that a Jeff thing? Jeff Morris is the guru. You're right, Jeff Vance. And congratulations on the interview. I hope it went well. Keep me up to date on what's going on with that. If I can help, I'll be glad to. Guys, I'm a net weaver. I'm not a coach. Kyle is a coach. We're going to be hearing from him in a little bit.
Absolutely.
But what I do is connect you with relevance, guys. It might be a company. It might be a person inside the company. It might be an idea. It might be a group or a speaker at a group or something somewhere. Fanny is the #1 content creator that I know. So a lot of folks, I drive towards Fanny for content creation.
Video.
Absolutely.
So is it time for our commercials now?
Yeah, Joe's going to let us know when it's time. All right, guys, so it's time for us to go to commercial. When we come back, we're going to have Mr. Elliott with us, Kyle Elliott from the way out there in California, out in Silicon Valley.
Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara.
Stay tuned.
I know I had more potential than just breaking my back every day for minimum wage, and I knew that there was a lot more out there for me. I just had to find the opportunity to get that. When working from paycheck to paycheck, one of the things that you worry about most is just, paying the bills. The biggest fear for me would be just not knowing, what the next week was going to hold or the next month was going to hold, not being sure of my future. Stopped working for the company that I was working for, and that's when I found Perscolas. Looking back on it now, I can only just think about the opportunities that I've been given from Perscolas and the people that work with Perscolas. And I wouldn't be here at Turner today if it wasn't for that opportunity. I wouldn't have the confidence that I have today if it wasn't for my opportunity.
Hey, Trevor Houston here, and if you're looking for connections to opportunities, free seminars and workshops, to the knowledge and tools you need, and individualized one-on-one coaching for solid plans and solutions, Career and Financial Services is here for you with a holistic approach to educate, empower, and guide you to achieve your desired future. Call today to learn more about how the coaches can assist you to reach your career and financial success.
Hi, this is my very first LinkedIn video. I am Russell Smart. I help to improve operational productivity and performance for business, operational, and project managers by streamlining systems and processes. Be on the lookout for more of my content coming soon here on LinkedIn as I start to share inspirational and interesting ideas. I'm currently looking to grow my network and launch into a new career opportunity. So please do tag any professionals that you know here on LinkedIn below that you think I should connect with. And I'd love to understand how I can help you or what I can do for you. Let's connect. Thanks.
Welcome back, guys. So now we get to the second part of the show where we're going to be featuring Kyle Elliott. I first met Kyle through Enrique Rubio at the Hacking HR conference, where we had, I think he had over like 10,000 people register for that conference. So if you're in HR, make sure you connect with Enrique Rubio. And through him, I met Kyle. And Kyle Elliott is the founder and career coach behind caffeinatedkyle.com.
I love that.
Right? I love it. Caffeinatedkyle.com. It's so easy to remember. An expert in Silicon Valley and high tech, Kyle has helped senior managers and executives land jobs at Facebook, LinkedIn, Amazon, Google, Microsoft.
Wow.
All the big names and nearly
The
every
bigs.
other Fortune 100, 500 company you can think of. And when I heard him speak about some of his interview and job search tips, I knew that eventually we'd have to bring him to the job networking show, the Who You Know Job Networking Show. So
Everybody
welcome,
needs to hear
Kyle.
Kyle. I know.
Thank you for joining us,
Thank
Kyle.
you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, and you have such an interesting story. Share with our audience a little bit about how you got into career coaching.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I love that you asked that. My story is unique from a lot of other career coaches. I didn't start in recruiting or human resources, but instead my journey started on Fiverr. So I literally charged $5 to provide resume reviews and LinkedIn profile summaries on Fiverr to fuel my soy sugar-free vanilla latte addiction. And then fast forward 8 years now, and now I'm a trusted confidant to some of the biggest names in Silicon Valley and high tech, and I help senior managers and executives, as you shared, land jobs at top companies across Silicon Valley, high tech in the world. So I'm so excited to be here today.
Oh, thank you so
We're
much
excited
for
for you
joining
to be
us.
here because I can't wait to hear some of the observations that you've had as a coach. You know, we're always talking about Dallas Fort Worth, and we've reached out now because of COVID around the United States, but Silicon Valley is always a place of interest. And I know you've had a lot of experience there, even though you're in Santa Barbara now. But yeah, tell us some of your number one observations and things, Kyle, that you see. What are job seekers? What are we not doing in order to be found in today's market?
So I'm finding with the pandemic, there are a lot more job seekers on the market, and a lot of them are scared. They're coming from a scarcity mindset, and they're saying, oh no, I do not have a job right now, so I'll just take any job out there. My background is in marketing, or my background is in finance. But I have a sliver of operations experience. Let me go apply for operations and accounting and marketing and communications. And they're just going for any job out there. And they're saying, okay, if I put my eggs in lots of baskets, I'll be okay. And instead, I encourage people to actually take the opposite approach. Right now, because there is so much competition with other job seekers, you actually want to get more specific with your job search. And what that means is you're going to be applying for less jobs, but your response rate is going to go really high up, because you're going to say you're looking for A, B, C, D, E, and I have A, B, C, D, E because I got really specific on my resume, on my cover letter, on my LinkedIn profile. And then when I'm networking and Fanny says, hey, Kyle, what kind of job are you looking for? I don't say, any job that's marketing, operations, finance, or HR. I can say, I am looking for SAP implementation consultant jobs. And Fanny can say, ooh, I'm hiring for that. Or if I say, hey, HR manager roles for companies with 1,000 to 5,000 employees in fintech, she can say, ooh, I know someone. So you want to get super, super specific so people can help you connect the dots to those companies where you're a perfect fit in that relevance.
Guys, that relevance is so important. Yeah, we're applying for jobs, but you know, I think a lot of you guys know some jobs when you're applying for, you know, they're not going to call you. So don't, if your experience is very, very relevant, let's focus on those and apply. But then the second part is let's network. Let's see if we know somebody inside the company already that might be able to help us say, hey, here's Fanny, she's applying for a recruiter job.
Absolutely. And you hit upon something like about confidence, right? I mean, a lot of folks, as you said, like when we get to a point where our confidence kind of takes a beating because we've been on the job market for a while, what is your advice to them? Because you don't want to take any job that comes along, right? Because a lot of our job seekers in this audience have been in the job for 10, 15, 20 years, right? What do you say to those that are like senior managers, executives, and losing their confidence?
So I think it's important to remember that losing your job is traumatic. 3 of the most traumatic events in our life are death, divorce, and job loss. And with the pandemic, a lot of us are dealing with both death and divorce already. And then now we have job loss. So recognize this is a pandemic that we're going through, and then you add this really traumatic event of losing your job on top of it. So one, just practice some patience with yourself and recognize this is a big deal what you're going through. And then on top of that, consider taking some risks. You already have lost your job. So from here, you can only go up and land a job. So consider taking some risks. Put yourself out there and network with people. Try doing some video, like Fanny said, when you're reaching out to people. Apply to some jobs that may feel scary, but you're qualified for, and where you meet 80 to 90% of those roles. Network with some people and say, hey, I see we both work in SAP implementation, or we both work in product marketing. doing? Do you have 20 minutes to share some best practices? So that's one of my favorite words to combat confidence or combat people who have fear is the word risk. Take a risk and see what happens because you don't have anything to lose by just trying.
You really don't. And being adaptable too in this climate, right? What are some of the mistakes that you're seeing people make?
So I find a lot of people tend to blend in, and that worked before when it was a job seekers market, but right now there are so many people in the job market, millions and millions of people looking for jobs. And then with more and more companies being remote, what's happening is, let's say you want to go work for a company in Silicon Valley, Facebook or Google or LinkedIn. You're not just competing with people in the Bay Area, but you're competing with people in Texas now, in Florida, in New York, all over.
True.
So you have to be more competitive. So you can't blend in. So I encourage people to get really clear on what makes them fabulous and sets them apart from everyone else. So for those watching, what I encourage you to do is text a few friends and ask, what makes me fabulous? And then share your results in the comments and get really clear on what sets you apart from every other job seeker. And don't apply for a job until you're ready to articulate, here are at least 3 things that set me apart from every other person applying for this job.
Kyle, as you were talking, I was thinking about something. I was kind of going through a little movie in my head. When we are trying to explain why we're a good fit for these jobs, we really, really need to network, guys, because what if it's a remote job? So you're asking a company to hire you, and they won't see you every day. They've got to trust that you're doing everything. And unfortunately, we have some things that companies do to manage people that are remote that are a little invasive, you know, because they got to keep up with what's going on. If you're a micromanager, then you may want to, you know, figure out, how am I going to manage a remote employee? I think it makes a difference. What are some of your thoughts on that, on these remote opportunities? And are you seeing an uptick in your area of remote opportunities, Kyle?
Yes, so many more companies are moving remote. And then as you mentioned, that networking is so key. I think of myself, I just moved to Santa Barbara from the Bay Area a few months ago.
Ooh, good restaurant.
And when I was looking for a new housekeeper, I messaged people and said, okay, let me see who I know that knows a housekeeper. Earlier, when I was looking for an accountant, when I was looking for a financial planner, when I was looking for someone for my website, I was going through all the service providers I've hired in the last 2 years, and 100% of them came from my network, 100%. And it shows the key and the
who
power
you know.
is people hire people they know. So it's not like this show, What You Know, but it's who you know.
People hire the people
All
they
right,
know.
Trevor, did you hear that? It's about who you know.
That's the name of the show.
That's the name of the show. That's why we're here. Places like Texas, we've always been a little bit interactive, maybe more than other areas. I don't know, but it fits in real well here. So with this show being here in Dallas, I think, I think we got a good thing.
What do you say to people that are kind of going through a whole new career shift? So they've been in one industry for a long time, and now they're ready to start a new career, right? And they're feeling maybe underqualified, not knowing where to start. And I know tons of people that are want to getting into tech as well, and you specialize in tech. So what would you say to people that are kind of shifting careers, and for those that are wanting to get into technology as well?
So I love using the analogy of baking. When you're baking a cake compared to maybe a pie, I love food. They're very similar ingredients. So you likely have the same ingredients if you're moving from HR to finance or finance to marketing. You just have to use those ingredients slightly differently and maybe throw in something or remove something. And I like using the job posting as a recipe card. So I hate wasting paper. I always get scolded when I do this. But I love printing out the job posting of the role you're targeting and then literally highlighting or checking off each item as you add it to your resume, you add it to your LinkedIn, as you add it to your elevator pitch, because you're going to realize you have all the ingredients. Maybe they just haven't been added into your documents. And then if you're moving into tech, everyone wants to target Amazon, Google, LinkedIn. Probably 95% of the people who reach out to me, they list those same companies.
Oh, yeah.
If you're breaking into tech, you may have to go to a tier 2 or 3 or 4 company and maybe not start at the very top, but instead say, okay, what companies can I have as a stepping stone, or maybe a few stepping stones before I target those top tech companies as well.
And sometimes I feel like it's the medium-sized companies that people should start targeting, because a lot of times when you're in a big firm, nothing against the big firms, though you sometimes become like just a number or just, you know, one amongst many. Whereas if you join a medium-sized company or even a small-sized company, you become somebody that can really contribute to their growth, and you become somebody that will make an impact on that company because they're not as big, and they can still be very profitable and have tons of high growth. So.
And you know, longevity, and a lot of times longevity plays a part in that. Because, you know, guys, I know we're used to a new dynamic in corporate America, but if you get a full-time job, wouldn't you want to be there for 5-10 years rather than a year and a half? Oh, they got bought out and I'm losing my job. Well, you come back to the network, I understand. But wouldn't you like to have a little bit more?
Absolutely.
What's the word? Tenure?
Exactly. And growth, long-term growth.
Hey, Kyle, are you seeing a lot of people starting businesses now with the advent of COVID and all the effects
side
that it's been,
hustles.
side hustles and stuff?
Yeah, so I'm seeing a lot of people saying, oh, I thought corporate America was stable. I thought my 9-to-5 was stable. That was their big barrier to not starting businesses. And now they're realizing, oh, even my corporate job that I had for 10 or 20 years isn't stable. All these airlines shut down, all this retail and fashion shut down. Perhaps now is the time to start a side hustle. Now is the time to start my business. So beyond career coaching, I also do coaching of other coaches, resume writers, service-based business owners. And a lot of people are saying, now is the time, maybe I'll do that. And if you're a job seeker, that's a great way to build out your resume as well. If you have a side hustle, if you're consulting, or if there's this area you want to build out on your skills, you can consider starting a side hustle or consulting for someone to build that up. If you realize, ooh, I have a lot of great marketing experience, but every job asks for social media experience and I have none, you can then do social media for a friend's business and put that on your resume. So it's a great way to build out your skills, knowledge, and experience as well.
I love that. Any tips for folks that are starting side hustles? What have you learned on your journey?
So I've learned that you can start small. You don't have to go all at once. I started my business 5 or 10 hours a week, and then every year just slowly increased it. And I started at $5 an hour and now charge a lot more. So it's okay to go slow. And what my dad recommended is every time I have a waiting list over a few weeks, just double my prices. And I found that's my whole methodology for pricing is literally every time I have a waiting list, just double my prices. So I encourage people, just give it a try. And it goes back to that 4-letter word we said earlier, which is a risk. Just try it, take that risk, and see what happens.
Take a risk. For all of you out there, when was the last time you took a big risk? Was it reaching out to somebody that you thought was, you know, at a company that you didn't think you could get a job at, or doing some extra networking? Let us know in the comments. What was the last big risk you took in your job search?
I want to touch on this. And I know we're about to go to commercial here in a short period of time, but especially when we come back, we might want to tackle this a little bit more. Kyle, you and I talked yesterday about we lose our jobs, and I think we have been conditioned to kind of feel bad about ourselves when we lose our job. And here of the last 5 years, most of the times we lose a job, it wasn't due to our performance or we forgot how to do anything, and we turned it on ourselves. And that, you know, y'all, we need to stop that, because we didn't know a pandemic was coming. Companies had to respond to the pandemic in the best way that they could. It's the first time they ever went through it too. So Kyle and I had a good conversation yesterday about how not to turn that in on yourself, because when you do, when you're in another interview, it will come out. You'll be surprised how it will come out. And Joe, how far are we from cartoon? From cartoon? Did I say that?
Where's your
from
head
commercial.
at?
So guys, it's time for commercial. When we come back, I'd like to pick up on that if you don't mind, Kyle. We had a good conversation yesterday. See you guys in a few minutes.
So I joined the 𝐤𝐸 network a few months ago during my job search, just trying to find other avenues that could help me land a position, and I finally have done that. And I thank the 𝐤𝐸 network for that. It's a great group of people who are really willing to do whatever it takes to help you find a job.
Hello, 𝐤𝐸 crew. Thank you so much. Just a quick shout out of gratitude to all of you for your help and support during the summit process and beyond. Feeling very accomplished based on the tools that you provided, the support.
I can't say enough about the 𝐤𝐸 network. Trevor and the guys were very instrumental in making sure that I got increased activity in my job search. Taught me a lot of tools and tricks, a bunch of other stuff that you'd think a guy like me who'd been in the recruiting business for a while would already know, but they've been very helpful and I would highly recommend them.
Guys, welcome back to the 𝐤𝐸 Job Networking Show, because sometimes it's not about what you know, but
who you know.
Did y'all hear? Fanny told you. That's Fanny Dunagan. Everybody loves Fanny, y'all. Who you know. This is 𝐤𝐸 Wednesday. And guys, that's why we network. We want to meet the right people that can help us in our job search. New ideas, all sorts of things. So guys, we've got Kyle Elliott with us, who's a coach. And he's in Santa Barbara now, but he's specialized a lot in the Silicon Valley area. And you heard Fanny say some of the companies that he has helped people land jobs at. And Kyle and I had a really cool conversation yesterday, and we were talking about how we turn our jobs, losing our job, we turn it in on ourselves when we shouldn't. Because if you guys, come on now, if you lose your job through no fault of your own, why in the world do we turn it in on ourselves? So, Kyle, I want to go to you and listen to what you have to say to the job seekers about that kind of thing. And I'm learning too. I learn a lot by listening.
Yeah, so I actually just spoke to a job seeker about this a few days ago who lost their job after almost a decade. And the first thing I would do is, yes, take a little time to grieve and process. Get a pint or 2 or 3 of Ben & Jerry's, your favorite ice cream.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite. Maybe you have a different one, but I recommend Ben & Jerry's. Watch Netflix for a night or 2, cry. And then after you've done that, there's a few things I recommend. First, take time to document all your success and accomplishments.
Okay.
Write down all those amazing things you've done at that company to really reflect on all that positivity. And then the second is I would look externally as well for validation. It can be difficult when we're in that slump after losing a job to boost ourselves up. So I love that, asking a few people, hey, what makes me fabulous? Looking back at letters of recommendation, looking back at any positive things people have said about you. I think going between that internal validation between yourself and external from other people, these are really 2 strong pillars of foundation that you can build to lift yourself back up. And then third, I would start networking and building relationships and having conversations with people to propel your job search forward.
Did you guys hear number 3? Yeah.
Yes, networking, right? Like, what about for networking with people that you don't know? So let's say you have a few target companies in mind, and you start searching for people at those target companies, but it's a total cold outreach, right? Any tips around proper networking or cold outreach advice, Kyle?
Yes. So this is why I love LinkedIn. I absolutely love LinkedIn. A lot of people don't know this, but I'm a huge, huge introvert. I have a very strong preference. I just completed the MBTI certification. I have a very strong preference for introversion. So I love LinkedIn. I can be at home watching Netflix or Hulu and be behind the safety of my computer and request informational interviews with people. So I love the phrase sharing best practices. So I can reach out and say, hey, Fanny, you and I are both in the career professional development space. Do you have 20 minutes to share best practices?
Love it.
Or,
that's a mic drop right there.
Yeah.
I gotta
share best practices.
And I find people are so willing to help, especially right now during the pandemic. People are bored. They're really wanting to help other people and make a difference. And the response rates are through the roof. I literally cannot count the number of times I've reached out to strangers at top companies and not top companies, but especially strangers and executives at top companies, and they've been willing to help my client.
That's what I'm all about.
Taking those
It's
risks,
amazing.
right?
It's beautiful.
And for me, like, especially for those people, and I post a lot on LinkedIn.
Yeah, you do. I'm trying to keep up with you.
But when people comment on my posts, I'll take a second look. And that's how 𝐤𝐻𝐿 and I got connected.
That's right.
He would comment on my feed, and I'm like, engineer, I need to take a second look at his profile. So if you're trying to, I guess, network with somebody, start with their feed and comment on their posts too.
Guys, if you have companies that you're interested in, find somebody. As you're building your network, you're linking in with people. You might know somebody that already works at that company. Consider y'all knew I was going to say relationship, right? Consider your relationship with that person. Reach out to that person. Talk to that person about, if they've been at the company 5 years, they probably got a lot to share with you about that company, how it's grown, how they're handling the pre and post COVID thing. Build more of a relationship with that person. Take them to coffee. Buy their coffee. Buy their barbecue. We're in Texas. Sorry, Kyle.
There you go.
But
right
guys,
there.
you're building a relationship. That person is going to be more apt. If you have a relationship with that person, the person's going to be more apt to try to help you. And there's things that they know if they've been working at a company for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Hey.
Absolutely.
So
I would love to hear one of your success stories, Kyle.
Oh yeah, tell us a
I
success
bet you have
story,
tons of
Kyle.
those. Tell us about a success story of one of your clients.
Yes, one of mine was a client recently, actually. They were laid off during the pandemic. And they're like, Kyle, I want to switch both industries and I want to switch job function. And typically, I do not recommend that people do 2 switches at once, both industry and function. But I was like, okay, let's go for it. And they successfully, as of I think last month or the beginning of this month, switched into the cannabis industry from transportation, and then they switched from operations into customer success.
Okay.
So that was just amazing. After I think 18 months or 2 years of unemployment, it was just beautiful to see that.
Yeah.
And that's taking a risk too, right?
Yeah. That's a risk. And they were super introverted like me, and they put themselves out there and said, okay, I'm going to network, I'm going to reach out, I'm going to share my story. It was a risk investing in a career coach. It was a risk networking, interviewing, all of that. And they did it. And in like a few weeks, they landed a job. It was so powerful.
Wow.
Oh, wow. So, Kyle, you and I talked about the difference that can be there for senior level executives in their search. Let's talk about that. Is there something that you would like to share with very senior level executives, maybe CIOs, COOs, CEOs, type of people? Because I know you've been a coach. I know you've run across those kind of people.
And tons of our job seekers are senior management.
Tons of our job seekers are senior
professionals.
management that are listening to us right now.
Yeah. So I work with a lot of executives and C-suite leaders, and with an executive search, it's going to take longer. So I see a lot of posts on LinkedIn that say, oh, if there's more than 3 interviews, drop the company. But when you're interviewing at that executive level, when you're porting to the board, it's going to be a longer process, and you're going to be interviewing with a lot of people when you're demanding a salary that's multiple 6 or 7 figures, when there's a delayed compensation package. It's going to look different. So one, know that it's going to take longer and expect it to take longer. And then ask about that too. How long are you expecting this to take? Who am I meeting with? Over what time period? 2, it's going to be even more about relationships. It's so much more about who you know. When I talk to my executive clients, nearly every single role, they networked into that role or they were headhunted. So that LinkedIn is important too, because they were recruited or passed along from person to person. And then 3, if you're an executive and need something right away, consider fractional roles. At the executive level, fractional roles and consulting roles are really important. And that can be a filler. Because your executive job search may take 6 months to a year, consider fractional or consulting roles in the interim.
Yes. I'll always tell people I love it. And Kyle's a coach. I'm just a guy that hooks you up. But here's an observation I've made, you guys, and I like to point with this microphone. So, guys, if you take a fractional role, you're building relationships as you go. You're showing your value in the company in different ways that you apply your skill set. You know, I bet you Kyle will tell us that sometimes those fractional roles turn into full-time roles, because here's the deal. Yeah. You take a fractional role, the company is here today. Tomorrow, maybe they've acquired another client, a big client. Maybe they've acquired 5 more clients because they do what you're doing in your role very well, and that company becomes very well branded in doing that particular thing, whatever it is. So all of a sudden, they thought they were going to have you there for a 6-month contract. Now we need you a little bit longer than that. So it might turn into a full-time hire, or they might just extend the.
Absolutely.
You know,
and you get to prove yourself.
You get to prove, yeah. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we make a little bit more money when we consult, you know, in most cases. And if they want to extend my contract and I'm making $500 an hour, extend, baby.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and even for us at Delaware Consulting, I mean, for those executive roles, it is 3 to 4 interviews, because we have to be sure. It's hard to kind of gauge someone's personality and capabilities from a 30 or 45-minute call. So it does take longer. So have persistence, have patience. It's worth it. And now, Kyle, tell me something about how you coach people through rejection. I think that's a huge thing also during the job search is, you know, you put your heart and soul into a certain job. We don't want to turn that on ourselves. Yeah. But then, you know, for some reason or other, something just doesn't fall into place. How do you coach people through rejection?
Yeah, so I think it's important to focus somewhat on that and say, okay, let me sit with this rejection. It's sad, but also focus on the positive. If you're making it to an interview, you have won against 95, 98% of the people if there was hundreds or thousands of applicants. And recognize if you didn't make it after interviewing, that's really powerful. And then also know if you're not landing interviews, there's often areas to improve on, and that could be an opportunity to work with a coach. I know for me in the last 2 years, I've hired an accountant and I've hired a financial planner. So I said, okay, maybe these are opportunities where I'm not succeeding with my taxes and my financial planning. I'm doing okay, but I kind of feel like I'm almost getting rejected by the government. They're taking a lot of taxes. Yeah. This is an opportunity for me to do better. And it's okay to ask for help as well. And I think that's what's really important in the rejection process. It doesn't mean a no. It just means a not right now. And I think that's really powerful.
Yeah.
To recognize.
Mm-hmm. Later on, something may happen. And it does a lot of times. You guys will be surprised. I got something, guys. I got some. Let's have fun. Okay. I've got a question because Kyle has an interview guide that he is willing to give away, guys. Yeah. And we're going to see who can win this thing. The question is, guys, where did Kyle just move to geographically? Answer that question in the text. And I am going to be looking to see whoever answers it first will get this interview guide. And then Fanny's got something kind of neat to give too. So let's do that one first.
Where did Kyle move to?
Where did Kyle move to geographically?
And you'll be able to get his interview guide. And let us know in the comments. And while people are commenting and answering that question, should I tee up the gift that I have?
Tee it up.
I am going to be giving away a tripod. Oh. So keep that in mind. We'll have a question for that.
That's a good Fanny gift.
Yes, because it's all about video. It's all about recording yourself and getting yourself out there. But in the meantime, where did Kyle move to recently?
It looks like our buddy Jeff Vance has hit the nail on the head.
Jeff has been paying attention.
He's always with us. Jeff, we appreciate you, man.
I need to talk to Jeff.
But yeah, connect with him, because when Jeff gets a job, he is definitely one of those people that'll pay it forward. Did y'all hear that? Pay it forward. When you get a job, stay as close to this network as you can, because you never know when you might need to come back home. Okay?
And there you go.
You
Jeff
make
says,
more money.
Santa Barbara, one of the most beautiful towns in the USA.
Yeah, Santa Barbara is beautiful.
Kidding.
So Jeff, connect with Kyle, and Kyle's going to share information with you so that he can get your interview guide to you. Okay? Now, what about Fanny, y'all?
My question, what is the software that I am hiring consultants to? What is the software? What is
Oh.
the name of the software that I am hiring consultants to? And whoever says it first I will ship a tripod to you. And I expect you to make a video of yourself, because that's how you're going to stand out amongst the crowd and in
That's
the
right.
saturated market, is to show your personality. So who wants a tripod? Let me know what is the software that I hire consultants to. And the first one that answers will get a tripod.
Oh, Jeff. Man, Jeff hits everything on. My God.
Jeff,
did you
I'm
get-
sorry. You don't.
Yeah, Jeff.
We'll go to the next person after Jeff.
Julie Via.
Let's see where we.
Does it show up on yours as Julie Via?
Yeah, but she put SAS. It's actually SAP.
Oh.
Julie. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
oh man,
I'm
Julie.
sorry,
Shoot.
Julie. Let's see. It is William McLaughlin. Is
William
that right?
McLaughlin. Will, hey, buddy.
Reach out to me and I will get a tripod shipped to you. And Jeff, can Jeff reach out to you, Kyle, directly
Yes.
through LinkedIn message? Is that the
Through
best
LinkedIn,
place?
What's the best way to get in contact with you, Kyle?
Yes.
Yes, my website, KathLynks.com, or on LinkedIn, Kyle Elliott with 2 L's and 2 T's.
2 L's with 2 T's, guys.
And Kyle has tons of job search and career search tips on his LinkedIn profile as well. So
Yeah.
all of
Yeah.
you need to be following him and gathering his tips and advice. They are stellar.
Remember, guys, caffeinatedkyle.com. Caffeinatedkyle.com. I'm loving this.
There you go.
And so you're going to give away a tripod, and
I
you're going
am.
And
To
you know
Will
what?
McLaughlin.
Bill McLaughlin.
William.
William. Yeah,
And look,
well,
William's
Will.
data analyst seeking full-time opportunity.
Yes, he has.
Let's talk, Will.
Will is very active, very, very active in the network. Yeah, Will's cool to talk to.
Shout out to you. Yeah,
Will,
so please reach out to me. I'll get that
You
tripod.
win. Tell us what you win, Don Pardo. Well, you have just won a tripod.
And then, but the caveat is then we're going to expect you to do a video.
Yeah, and William, you'd be good to do
And
a
tag
video.
us.
I think that'd help you
Once you get a
tremendously.
video out there, tag us and we'll support you, engage with you.
If you're nice to Fanny, she might help.
Well, Kyle, thank you so much
Yes.
for your time. It's been amazing. You have so much
Yeah.
advice. Everyone, go follow caffeinatedkyle.com. Follow him on LinkedIn. Did I miss anything, Foster?
I think we've got it. Kyle, do you have any parting? Is there something that you want to let the audience know before we go?
I think we talked about it a bit, but make sure to take a risk. Think about how can you inject a little risk into your job search, and how will that benefit you in standing out in the saturated job market?
There you go.
That's
On
it.
that note, take a risk, folks.
Take a risk, guys. Don't be scared. All right, guys. That's the show for today. It's all about
Who?
No.
No.
I know Kyle. I know Caffeinated Kyle. Bye. I'll see you guys
Bye,
later.
everyone.
I'll see you in 7 days. No, Trevor and Mark will in 7 days.
There you go. Enjoy
Trevor
your
Houston
pina
here,
colada,
and
Trevor.
I want to thank you for tuning in to the Who You Know Job Networking Show. We hope you've been inspired, encouraged, educated, and entertained all at the same time. For information on our different events, workshops, partners, or partnership opportunities available, check out whoyouknow.show for more details. And be on the lookout for our new mobile app coming soon. You never know how this show could help someone you know? And if we've made an impact or put a smile on your face today, don't forget to hit that share button on your way out. Until next week, it's all about who you know. Bye!